I've had a few people ask me to do a what's in the bag video here at Rough Golf. Today we're in the Rough Golf podcast studio. I thought I'd just go ahead and switch it up a little bit and show you guys what I'm playing from putter all the way up to the driver, and then a few odds and ends that I keep in my bag as well. Starting with the putter, I recently switched putters. If you've been watching some of my earlier videos, then you probably have seen the mallet style Odyssey putter that I used. It was called the Marksman, I believe. Really enjoyed that putter. Felt that it was time to change though, because I just couldn't get the pacing down right. For some reason my hits were off, so I switched to a blade style putter. This is the Odyssey double wide. It does have the Stroke Lab shaft and grip, which, guys, the technology that Odyssey puts in this putter for 120 bucks is amazing. I tested out Scotty Cameron's, I tested out Ping's, a lot of the big TaylorMades, a lot of big putter brands, and Odyssey just time and time again does it for me. I like their design, I like their color scheme, the technology that goes into it, all at a fairly affordable price for us average golfers out there. So again, this is the Stroke Lab double wide with the white hot micro hinge. The insert is pretty cool. I like it, and it seems to work well with the various lost and found golf balls that I play. I've never had any issues with their stuff before, so I'll continue to play Odyssey just because they're awesome. Hashtag not sponsored. All of these clubs paid for with my own money. They weren't sent to me, and I'm not sponsored by anybody other than my 9 to 5. So thank you, 9 to 5, for making this possible. Next, we're going to move on to wedges, and I'm going to start with the 60 degree. This is a Cleveland CG10. Bought it off of eBay, $27, and it's, you know, it's okay. It's just a standard 60 degree wedge. I believe it is cast, so it's definitely kind of like clippy, and it's got a very interesting feel when you're actually using it. It's definitely not as soft as some of the forged wedges that I have, which I will show you next. But you need a 60 degree wedge to do a flop shot or get over a bush. In my case, is mini bushes, then Cleveland doesn't make a bad one. And for $27, you can't go wrong. Next up is my sand wedge. This is one of my favorite clubs in the bag. I got an awesome deal on this. This is actually a Callaway Mac Daddy 4. It's a standard grind, 56 degree, 10 degrees of bounce. And I got it off of eBay. Again, eBay's awesome. The grooves barely had any wear on them at all for $34. So this was 2 years ago that I got it, so that it was still fairly new. I think they had just released the Jaws edition of their wedges, but Mac Daddy 4 was like right before that. So fantastic club. Does everything I ask it to do. It's my go-to around the green, out of the bunkers, so on and so forth. And absolutely love this club from Callaway. Again, not sponsored, my own money, but man, they make some nice wedges. Next up, I have my 52 degree attack wedge. This has got 7 degrees of bounce, which is probably a little bit on the slim side for me. I like a little bit of a chunkier heel because I'm not that great of a player when it comes to attack wedges. But this one still does really well. Again, it's a forged club. So I know that the feel is going to be great, and I really enjoy it. Previous to this setup, I'd really just ever used a pitch and wedge. I think I had a sand wedge in one like cheap kit that I bought one time, and I wasn't really impressed with it, so I just used a pitch and wedge for pretty much all my chipping and pitching. And then of course I'm a fan of the bump and run, as you guys know, so I would go with my 7-iron or 8-iron. But I decided a few years ago to give the 3-wedge, 4-wedge system a try, and I can see a lot of benefits to it. So if you're an average golfer, you've been playing for a while, and you're thinking about investing in some wedges and going to maybe like a 52, 56, 60, or 54, 58, something like that, you might want to consider that. Check for some deals, because you should not be spending $130+ on one single wedge. It's ridiculous. I bought all 3 of these for under that. Moving on to my iron set. Okay, I play bladed irons because I wanted to give them a try. I'd played cavity backs for years. I played them all through my childhood, in school when I was on the school team, and I just wanted to give blades a try because I thought I could hone in my distances, and I wanted to see, and everybody talked about the feel and how amazing it felt, and I do a lot of my golfing through feel, and I was really surprised. I bought these Mizuno MP68s. I think they came out in like 2011, so they're old in golf standards, but I got them for under $170, and that was a 4 through pitch and wedge set that still had a lot of life on them. And here at Rough Golf, I always advise you guys to go for the used clubs, and we shouldn't have to spend big money to enjoy the game. And this just shows you can get a quality product, even though it's 11 years old or so. Still got a lot of life in it, still producing great results, and I've beaten people who had newer clubs than me that made no difference. Even though their clubs were touted as the best because of the technology and it's all different. You rub the club face and a genie pops out and it gives you all birdies. Stuff's not true. You can play great golf with old clubs, so don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Moving on to the fairway woods. I currently don't have a 5-wood in my bag. I'm back and forth between getting a 3-iron or a 5-wood. I like long irons better. I know I'm weird, but that's just what I learned on, and I feel a little more comfortable with them, and I think the workability is a little bit better. So I'm bouncing back and forth between a 3-iron and a 5-wood. We'll see where that ends up. But currently my 3-wood is a 15.5 degree Ping G10. This is an older 3-wood. I got it at that my favorite golf shop in the Tri-Cities, and he gave me a really good deal on it. So it's served me pretty well. I'm still struggling to hit it a little bit. It is a Ping, which, you know, I don't know, sometimes their clubs don't always work for me as well as I'd hoped, but this one does okay, and I'm getting better with it, which is important. But this one may find its way out of my bag over the next few months, maybe even into the next year, because it's just not performing like I would like to see it perform. I used to have an old TaylorMade Super Steel, which came out in like 2001, and it had a slightly different club head design on it, and I really liked that thing. That club just seemed to suit me much better, so I don't know, maybe I'm going to look at going back to something more like that. So Ping G10 3-wood, I don't know if it'll stick around. Before we get to the lumber, I'm going to tell you 2 other key pieces of equipment that I use in my bag. Number 1, golf club. Okay, this is a Callaway golf glove. Man, it really makes no difference what brand you get. They seem to almost always wear out in about 6 months. If you get the really nice brand that's maybe like 20, 25 bucks a glove, sometimes they'll last you 8 to 12 months, depending on how much you play. I try to play at least once or twice a week, and no matter the frequency, cheap, expensive, they still wear out. They don't last that long. This one's already started to wear out on the heel pad here, but I really like the design because it's got an American flag on there, and I think that's pretty cool. And the glove was like $8, so golf gloves help, man. It's all about grip. Next, I've mentioned this before, this is my laser rangefinder. I did not spend big money on any of those high dollar brands. I just went with the basic eBay special. This is the Surgoal RS650. I did a review on it early on in my channel. It's up to 650 yards. This was maybe $60, I think, and it works great. It's very accurate. It's got a pin locking feature. It's got a slope correction feature if you want to play that. It was affordable, and I haven't even changed the batteries in it. So it's an awesome rangefinder, but I definitely use this a lot on the course. And I don't have many training aids in my bag, but one that I do use frequently is this putting mirror. The brand is King Top. I don't think the brand matters, guys. You can get these mirrors for cheap off of Amazon. I think I paid maybe $15 for this. It doesn't matter the brand. They're all made of plastic. They got a mirror coating. What you need them for is to be able to line up your putts on the putting green when you're practicing to make sure that your stroke is in line. So definitely a worthy investment if you've been struggling with putting. Lately, I've been worried less about line and more about speed. Nevertheless, I still have this in my bag. It is very helpful and has gotten me through some tough putting downtimes. So get yourself a putting mirror. It's cheap and they'll help you out. Okay, the moment everybody's been waiting for, or at least what I think is the most exciting club in the bag. Well, that's debatable. It's debatable, but one of my favorite clubs to hit is the driver. I think everybody loves hitting the driver. We hear year in, year out that technology is changing, that driver faces have got this new insert technology. Perfect example is the TaylorMade Stealth with that carbon face covering that's supposed to send the ball in outer space or whatever the commercials tell you. So driver technology changes a lot, and as a result, the price goes up and up and up and up and up. And as a rough golfer, my wallet is limited. Again, I'm not sponsored, and my 9 to 5 covers all of my golfing equipment needs. So I've got to match my budget and my game to make sure that I'm getting the best out of everything. So you guys may have seen me use this. So this is the Titleist 915 D3 driver. It's an 8.5 standard loft driver. It is adjustable. I've got it turned up to 10.5, which seems to work better for me right now. Comes with the Diamana, hope I'm saying that right, 72 gram, which is kind of heavy, stiff flex shaft, which seems to be my sweet spot. I really enjoy this driver. It's got a very distinct ting when you hit it. It's really, it actually hurt my ears a little bit when I first hit it, but I've come to really like it, and I can almost tell by the sound how well the ball was hit and if it's going to be a good flyer. So there you have it, guys. Those are the clubs I'm playing currently. Really enjoying all of them. If you've got questions about gear or equipment or golf questions in general, feel free to hit me up in the comments section below. I'd be happy to answer those for you. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, keep on swinging. It comes with the 72 gram stiff shaft flax. Blech, what? No. It comes with the 72 gram stiff shaft. Can't say it. Why do I keep saying shaft? Shaft, son, shaft. All right.